Okay, it's been a couple of days since I went to the West Palm Beach Music Festival, and this is a video of me telling how my first time, being a first timer, going to that event was. I'm Daylene Sky, if you're new here, and if you are not, welcome back to my channel. So the first thing I'm going to start off with how it went and my experience was, is that before we arrived, it took us about when I say we, I'm referring to my cousin and I who attended the festival. It took us about, I think, an hour or two, I believe. I'm unsure, but it went smoothly, honestly. I was thinking that it was going to take us a lot longer for us to arrive with traffic in mind. And before we did arrive at the actual location, we did stop at Wawa to grab like a snack or so before heading there because it's going to take us a little bit longer. And what I grabbed was an Uncrustable, and what else I did? I normally don't drink energy drinks, but I insisted on grabbing the coconut flavor of Red Bull, and so did she. Now I was thinking, okay, I hope that they have places to take photos, you know, promote it yourself like on your Instagram or just your social media. That it was only for people who purchased VIP tickets, not GA. Now, because we did arrive really early and it was already open, like the time, it says the event starts at 3. I believe it said 2 p.m., but when I saw the flyer again, when I went to go check my ticket, it said 3 p.m. Now, the artists who aren't as big, like Calvin Harris and Kygo, they did perform first, like during the afternoon, like once it opened. And I was unsure about that. I thought everybody like starts like at 3 p.m. Not like earlier where you're still next to the stage, you have your spot and everything. So once we arrived, we saw that there's a mirror for Celsius. I'll insert a picture right here. And it was really nice. We were the first person. At first, we weren't the first people in line to wait for the worker who was placing the sticker on the mirror to take a picture. There was like a group of 4 people, I believe, 2 guys and 2 girls, and they were waiting. And the sun obviously was out, and I'm glad I went with the outfit that I did go in. I'll insert a picture right there as well. I love it. The pink, the beige, the type of material I wore, all of it was so adorable. And I did have like a little throw-on jacket. I knew by the time we were going to stand with everybody else to listen to the music, them playing their music, the artists, that it was going to be hotter because the body heat, and also just thin enough that it would still keep me warm in its own way. And as they're waiting, they decide to not wait anymore. And I'm like, no, like I'm okay with waiting, because if we get out of the line being the first people, everyone else, once they see everyone's in line, it's going to be a long wait, and I'd rather be the one to go first. And that's what happened. We took our photos. It was so good. We took our time, as many photos as we need. And after that, we insisted on going to the photo booth that was right next to us. That was also with Celsius. And funny enough, we were the people. It decided to say on the screen, storage full. So whoever's tablet was connected to it, we were so blessed. And like, I don't want to say lucky, but I would just use it in this context right now. Lucky enough to take 2 photos. 1 photo of us together, and then I took my own photos. And then my cousin, she was in the middle of taking her photo, and then it said storage full. So people who were behind us, we didn't break it, thankfully. It was just the storage itself, whoever was connected to it. And that was before we started like going closer to the stage and having our spot to hear the EDM artists. And yes, so we walked around a little bit. We saw that there is this app that they're promoting, which I didn't think it was an app. I thought it was just something they're promoting itself over there. It was like, if you're single, like there's this app, blah, 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 blah. And since we were both single, we did sign up just to the fun of it. Now I did end up not signing up anymore. Like once I had my account, like this is not for me. I thought it was just the day of there, and then they handed us a wristband, not wristband, but like the bracelet, the rubber bracelets, and it's for people to know that you're single, who are also single there. We didn't eat. I wanted to eat one of the food trucks, but honestly, I'm glad I didn't, even though during the end of the time there, before we went out to like actually leave, we ended up grabbing some ice cream. Still pricey, but honestly, the amount was like pretty big and it was a size small. And once we started seeing people were like heading towards the stage, we're like, okay, we should go now. We took the photos. The only thing I didn't capture while I was there was reels or videos of me like doing sound, lip sync, or dancing. But I do have, before she arrived and when I was getting my get ready with me video, I did take the time to do a few videos of me like lip syncing and a little dance that I knew. And this artist, he was on the lineup, but this artist I've never heard before. Like I was hearing the lineup a little bit. Once Spotify, it was out with like, oh, this is going to be the lineup for the music they're going to be playing. I'm like, okay, I need to kind of study on this and know beforehand, because you know there's only 2 artists I do know, which is Calvin Harris and Kygo. I didn't know Sophie Tucker, nor did I know Bunt. Now Bunt, he's the guy that we first actually went to the stage. It was still bright in the afternoon. The sun wasn't going down just yet. And when it was his time to be on stage, there was like a mini stage. I saw it, and once the beat dropped, oh my gosh, I fell in love with how he is as an artist, like fell in love with the music. Once that night, and I found what song he was playing. It's called Trippin'. I think I'm trippin', trippin' on my own. Like that right there, it felt so good. So I have a few clips there recording him for his time to play. And yes, it felt good. We're close. Me and my cousin, we are short, so the tall people, which makes no sense because if you're tall, you can see behind us. We can't see in front of you necessarily. So it was to a point where it was annoying, where there were people like kind of, you know, going closer, obviously because you're closer to the guy who's playing, and also the cameras were there. Literally, there are sections during that time where the camera was facing somebody and they made it like on the screens that they have for the stage setup, which is cool. And yeah, so then after that, there's a break in between. There's like a 30-minute between that set, I'm pretty sure. But we stayed there. I'm like, once those people leave to like grab food or water, like we're gonna scoot up. I was saying like, no, we have to scoot up, because the more people try to go in front of us, the less chance we have like having a good spot, and like we're short, so it's not gonna be as enjoyable. Then Sophie Tucker, it was her set to play, and Sophie Tucker are 2 people, meaning when she referenced that and brought that up when she was on stage herself, is because it's her, like that's her name, but there's also a guy who helps her. Like it's a team artist, you can say. And so she was on stage. We were thinking she was Brazilian. We were thinking at first Hispanic, but Brazilian, her accent, how she like was singing her songs, which in the case she's not. She's actually German. I think something along Boston, if I'm not mistaken, when I was searching her up afterwards, because we were so intrigued, like, where's this girl from? And yeah, she's German. So, but it said online, it said that she has a liking to like Brazilian genre music, and then Latin music too. So afterwards, that's when the sun started dying down, sun setting, and after that, now the break in between, it was, I think, shorter, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was still 30. It was still long. So my cousin, she needed to use the restroom. I was making sure I did not need to use the restroom. Like, if we lose these spots, it's gonna be so difficult to try and find a better spot. And since it was my first time experience like an actual standing festival, or just standing, you can say concert, you can say also, just in general, going to somewhere where there's music, live music, where there's a lot of people who are attending. And I'm pretty sure they said this was like 11,220 people attending that event, which is a grand number. And there was also like a wait list. It was like 8,000 and something, because West Palm Beach, they posted it themselves on Instagram how this was a very popular and quick sold out event that next year. Now they signed a contract now where the next 4 years they're going to try and curate it and obviously manage to fit more people inside the area they had blocked for that event specifically. So it's so cool because it was my first time ever going, and this is like ended up being even bigger than what they expected. And now 4 years more later, they're going to continue on doing so, because I believe what they said, I believe even Calvin Harris said on the stage, like, this is their first time coming back ever to West Palm Beach. It's been a while, so it was pretty cool. And yes, so she had to use the restroom. And the VIP section, honestly, I am glad we did not do VIP. Yes, you're spending a little bit more. There was a lot of space to walk, obviously, on their side, because left side was for GA, which I didn't understand. It was my first time ever going, so I thought there was going to be like a smaller section for GA. But thinking back, GA, a lot of people purchased the GA ticket rather than VIP because it's cheaper. And like, if we were to have gone closer, really closer to the stage, if I knew it was also for GA tickets, not just for VIP, I would have stood in the front, and like the minute we had arrived after taking our pictures and everything, to head there instead of like in the middle, because the minute Bunt was playing, it started, like, everyone started coming back, like everyone started arriving. Even our way to the entrance, like, no issue at all. Like, it was so easy. I was thinking, okay, it might be a little bit packed. It was not. We literally were like snakes, Slitherio. Like, it was crazy. And even the bags, they didn't check the bags. I was thinking that they were going to check the bags, but they didn't. So, but they obviously they would, but still safety, but still they didn't check it as I thought they would, like a little bit. Like, no, they're like, you're good, you come in, just show them your ticket and you're good. So I was alone for a little bit when she had to use the restroom. Now the restrooms, the lines were were full, she said, were long when she came back. And mind you, after everyone left for Bunt, like that 30 intermission before Sophie Tucker came, I was standing there. And so then after her set was finished and she went to use the restroom, like, if you look, if I turned around, though, like, it's a walk going back, but not too far of a walk. Luckily, we're in the middle between VIP and the GA, where it was easier enough for us to walk out. And since the lines were long, it took her a little while to like wait for that, use the bathroom, and then come back. And during that entire, 8 hours of standing, I did not need water. I wanted water, actually, yes. Now, I did take water once the securities in the middle, they were handing it out. But before that, nothing. Like, I did not. And I was kind of scared myself because I only took a Red Bull, an energy drink at that. So I was like, oh my gosh. I told myself, if I ever go to an event like this, which, for example, when I went to ETC 2 years ago, if I went to this is present, an event like this, still festival, still music, that I would have to be hydrated before I even arrive to the actual event and also the day before to make sure I'm very hydrated so that I don't pass out or faint or anything severe that can end up causing me my life. And so, but I was okay. I'm like, oh my gosh. Obviously, made sure not to buckle my knees. I learned this in JRTC. You cannot, because if you're standing for a long hour, you can pass out, like, especially at that. And yeah, everything went smoothly. We were short, but we were on the freaking metal bars. Like, it was so good. We had a pretty good standing area, like seeing the stage. We had, I would say, it was a good time with people who were next to us. I wanted obviously more people who were around my age and our age, 20, in their teenagers ages life, because oh my god, that would have been hella fire too, like jamming out with them. People who were behind us, a little bit older, and maybe a lot older, maybe like 20, no, actually no, like 30, maybe early 30s. And the girls next to us, luckily their group was pretty cool, and it was a vibe. It was really good. Now let me tell you this, first timer experience. We were able to be filmed by the cameras, the videographers who walk around the gap between GA and VIP. I'm telling you, I was on it like 10 times when they came around, and I was singing. Like, I was having such a good time that energy being exposed, it was reciprocating back to like the videographers seeing that I'm having a good time, and just my energy that I expressed and living life, right? It was exchanged, and then the energy came back to me in a way of like getting recorded, me and my cousin having a good time, my phone being taken from one of the videographers. And my cousin, she mentioned, oh, I think I've seen his videos on TikTok where like he does this. He goes to the concerts, he asks the GA or just the people who are like having a good time, after their phones. After that, I was gonna say an avid person. That's why I'm laughing. That's why I was laughing. And then it records it for you and then brings it back to you. So that was such a great experience. And at first, like in my head, I'm like, yeah, sure. And when he was walking away, I felt like, oh my gosh, don't tell me I just gave this somebody to like my phone. I just received this new phone. Like, I don't want anything to happen to it. But I had trust, and he brought it back, and it was so cool. It was so cool. So back to what I was saying, 10 times, at least 10 to 15 times, we were being recorded. The songs of Kygo, I think there was one song where they faced it to us. Now, Calvin Harris's set, oh my gosh. Like, even I had twice when the cameraman, when the videographer, the way that his camera was equipped, like it was like on a longer tripod, looks like a heavier one at that. And he faced it to me, and he went closer, and I was singing the song. I was singing, I can't remember off the bat right now, but I was singing the one where the music video, it shows that it's Hadid, Chloe Hadid, I think her name is, but the blonde one, well, I think they're both blonde, but one of the Hadid sisters. And oh, so good. And I'm really hoping when they do edit all of their videos that they have and pictures, that once I go on their YouTube channel, Calvin Harris's or Kygo's, and see us there, and like me, like I was literally doing like a little music video. Like I was like moving and everything. It was such a good time that it left a memory mark for my brain and for myself. Like literally. That was the best bell times I've ever had. And like taking the time to, one, purchase that for myself, have a good time. Because originally, I was honestly going to go alone. I would have to figure out and plan how I would arrive there because I don't have my own car at this moment. But I'm so glad when I went to Georgia and I finally had the chance to see my family members, that when I asked my cousin, or we were talking about ADC, she mentioned that she likes that, and it was the best time. I wouldn't have asked for a better person to have gone with, because I didn't feel judged about me having a good time, like just letting loose and everything. She also had a really good time. We took good amount of pictures. I'm a person who I love taking pictures, so like I'm glad that I wasn't with anybody who was like irritated enough to be like, oh my gosh, these pictures, like, it's not important. No, because it's serious. And it's serious in a way of what I'm going for, that it's work. It's basically work. And yeah, I'm just so happy. Like, I'm just reminiscing back and looking back of how great of an experience I did have. So going back to the videos, once hopefully takes a good amount of time, not too long, but enough time where maybe by midway of March or probably the beginning of April, they have that uploaded, and then I can see and I can screen record. I'm like, I literally made it, like my blessings are happening, and I'm so happy that they are. And I'm just reminding myself to just believe and believe and believe and believe with all the positivity that I endure. So yes, I'm just so happy, and I'm so, like, you don't understand, it's so good. It was such a good time. Now, there was one instance again that we were in next to the bars. We were right there, like holding the bars and like jamming out. I'm so glad the people behind us wasn't like so pushy, or they gave us enough space to like move around, because it was packed. And I didn't feel packed to the point where it's like the concerts where you do go attend to and like you're like, oh my god, I can't breathe. The only thing I did see, you can say, was I did see someone, okay, the middle area, just for safetyness, the security, make sure no one's fainting, someone could holler at them like, oh wait, we have a friend down, like someone to come out. That we did see someone get rolled out. It was a girl. She looked very unconscious, like really unconscious. She was Asian, like she looked like she wasn't there. And thankfully, like they went into action, grabbed her. She was in the front. That's another thing. I'm glad with what we had, where we were stationed at, or like where we stationed ourselves at to watch. Because if we were to have gone in the front, I think maybe I might have also felt too claustrophobic. So I'm glad that we didn't. And what else? The security guard in front of us, he was jamming himself. He was even saying how the VIP people were like not the vibe. Like they were not they were not it. And he was like jamming out with us. He's like, GA? This GA is what's up. He's like, VIP? No. It was so funny. And it was so funny. Let's see. Right, okay. The front, like I said, I might have fainted. We saw that. That was a con. The other thing was there was an instance of kind of like a push on where we were standing at. So I was recording. I think I have a video of us. I have a video of us when I was recording when it kind of happened. Because I was doing my phone, right? I was recording it with my phone. And then the videographer was also recording us doing that. Like me doing that. And what I didn't understand though is when that push happened, one, I did have a bathing suit top as my top for the whole outfit, which I wore in my bikini updated haul. And so I was just hoping a nipple doesn't slip out. So when he was recording, not so close to me, but recording on our side because it happened, I didn't want it. I at that moment, honestly, what I felt that they were doing that's like, how do I explain it? Like, you know, where you're being filmed and like something bad's happening. Like, I didn't want it to be in that way. If that makes sense. Where one, like being bum rushed, and we're in the gate, and like I already heard about places like if it's too packed and someone can get stomped on, like you can literally die where, well, death can occur, like if you're too close to it, like fracture or something. For instance, the Travis Scott whole concert thing that happened, virtual, allegedly. But just to not say that whole thing itself that happened a few years ago, that was just in my head because I saw it. I'm like, okay, I need to be aware, like how to stand and everything, make sure I don't get bum rush too much. And that was like a little bit. I can only imagine how much of a bum rush it could like be, like a chain cause and effect reaction, like, well, it would be crazy. But luckily it was situated. It wasn't, I don't think it was on purpose or anything, but I just looked that, and then the camera's there. I'm like, yeah, like we're good, sort of way how I was like reacting. But yeah, that was the only maybe weird thing that I saw when the videographer like was facing that way. Now there was many, there was like 7 to 8 videographers in the middle. But yes, now that one song where like the camera was on me and I was like doing a whole music video, like lip sync, like I was jamming out. It was so good. And when I went on Instagram and they started posting the one that we had for West Palm Beach, because they went to Espen too, so that's obviously colder and like the outfits are different. So when they posted the one for West Palm Beach, I'm like, to my cousin after we left. So wait, I feel like I'm going everywhere right now. After that, once Calvin Harris's set happened, I was saying like, oh wait, like 10:30 we should start walking out just so we don't get stuck in traffic or anything. He's like, yeah, very, very smart. Yes, I was thinking the same thing, which that's what we end up doing. After that, we grabbed the ice cream, and as that, I forgot what I was going to say with this long lines. I think what I was going to say was that, yes, so before that, and we were talking about that for 10:30 or 10:25, that I was like, there has to be, when we left, now we're walking back, my cousin got it on, and after that, but then we're like, she's like, the way she held it, that was so funny. She was like, no, she's like, no, you're young, like you look like, you seem like you're young. And so whatever, so we walk back, and both of our feet are kind of like done at this point, standing 8 hours, and I'm proud of myself for standing that long. As we went in the car driving back to my house, I was thinking I was hungry, but we didn't stop anywhere, just went to my house because she also had to go drive back home the next day. So I was like, we have to, like, there's no way we won't be in one of their either creative, like edit real video picture, like on their page. Like there's no way we can't, because the amount of footage that they were basically filming us, like there's no way. So when I went on Instagram, I was like sliding the pages when they did post for the West Palm Beach one, because they have different locations that they're going to be doing this. And so I haven't seen anything yet. So I'm waiting, like I said, if it's in March, midway of March or April, that on the actual YouTube channel of theirs that they show each, you know, like let's say for instance, like Calvin Harris, who had his concert in Argentina, and like that big concert, and then like it shows like the different motions and everything. So I'm just hoping, and I think what mainly is I'm expecting that they do have it, they do upload it, and then I can see that I'm like, oh my gosh, we made it. Like made it as in not like made it in Hollywood, no. Made it as in like the consistency I have been doing and the route I've always wanted since a young girl, and basically the dream's coming true. Like filling my own cup and seeing that the blessings are happening and just being myself and actually taking up space in this life and in this world, that it's coming, it's unfolding in its own way, and I'm so happy about it. Like I'm really happy about it. It may not seem like such a big thing maybe to others, or something as small as that, but in my head I'm just telling myself believe and keep believing, because things are happening, not because of other people. Maybe there's some things that people have done that helped me, but within my own self, and like it's something that I am working towards and like I can take ownership with and have, it's an amazing feeling, and it was such a good experience. We had both such a good time. That was honestly the first time I've actually spent time with her, like one-on-one. I haven't seen her or spoke much. Not that any bad blood, but just, you know, things change and everything. So yes, now that was that, and I hope you guys liked my first time experience, what I've mentioned. I feel like I might be missing something. I'm trying to think if I did, but I really don't think I have. And I can't wait. Maybe next year I will go. This year it was on Valentine's Day, so it was really cool. Like I said, I'm so happy that I granted myself and did my solo date, which was going to be first, but more of it being fulfilling for myself. Something I enjoy doing. I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel like I'm just an average person and they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, oh. And not that to place any FOMO in anybody, but what I mean is mainly just that I had fun. And like, even me smiling right now, it's just me remembering like it was such a good time and I felt fulfilled and everything, literally. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I will see you guys in my next video, and I will be turning 20 soon and I'm excited. So I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, it should make a little color around the subscribed button. And yes, I'll see you guys in my future video. Bye.